Hi everyone and welcome to another accessory review video. This one specifically is for the Amazon Scribe pen. I think the pen videos are the favourite ones I do at the minute. I think I have a bit of an obsession with them, but you know what? There's worse things to obsess over. And I will say that this pen is absolutely fantastic, just to dive straight into it. So the pen I have in front of me today is the basic pen. You can get the Amazon Kindle pen in two models. The basic one, which as you see in front of you here, comes without an eraser at the back. And it also comes without a button, which is about at this point within the pen, which you can press for an alternate action. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, I collect quite a few pens, so I didn't feel a need to buy the premium because I do have other EMR pens that have the eraser on the back, such as the Stapler Jumbo, the Remarkable Marker, but it acts just the same where you just turn it round and erase. You don't have to press any buttons and it does it for you. Now, what I do want to mention is a couple of things to go over: texture, size, the features of the pen, and more specifically the nibs, which is a very interesting aspect here. Price-wise, I live in the UK and you'll be paying £28 for the basic pen and £48 for the premium pen. However, if you do buy the Kindle tablet, and it comes with it, but obviously the prices slightly fluctuate if you go for the option with the basic or the premium pen. Now, if you do own a Kindle Scribe and that's what you bought the pen for, if you go into the settings and then the pen settings, this is where you can choose what that button does on the premium pen, which is really nice to have actually. You can basically have it as a shortcut. Say you're using your pen, hold down the button and it instantly turns into a highlighter if you select that there. So it might be worth doing. It is actually quite similar, I would say, to the Samsung pen, which has the button there, except the Samsung doesn't have the eraser on the back. Texture-wise, this is what I would compare it to the most. It's a nice textured feel, feels really good in the hand, but is not quite as grippy as the Remarkable Marker, which is almost a bit bumpier. Certainly got more texture to it, more grippy than these, but I have no complaints about the texture on the Kindle Scribe pen. Size-wise, if you have a Remarkable, it is pretty much exactly the same. It's a pretty good pen size. The Stapler Jumbo is a slightly smaller size. I'm not too fussed. I quite using both of these options. It doesn't feel too big. The weight's good. Probably slightly lighter than Remarkable Marker, but has a nice weight to it, well balanced, not heavier either side. And of course, as you've seen there, it does have the magnet. Now, in terms of how it writes very nicely. So when you're writing with these EMR pens, the experience you get is going to be a combination of the texture of the screen of your device and the type of nib that is contained within your pen. Now, I'll come on to the nibs in a second, but the Kindle Scribe, the experience is still very good. The Kindle Scribe has a slightly smoother screen than e-ink tablets such as the Remarkable. Now, you might be able to hear a slightly different sound here. The Remarkable screen has a little bit more texture to it, but overall it's fantastic on both accounts, regardless of what tablet that you do use. Now, here's where things get interesting. As a long-time Remarkable user, Remarkable are quite famous for their pens and their tips being of good quality, and it produces a nice marker paper-like response when using the tablet. Obviously the screen is partly to thank for that, but one of the aspects was they're quite unique, or so I thought, nibs, which are made out of a compressed felt material. Now, these are incredibly expensive. I don't remember off the top of my head how expensive they are, but too much is the long and short of it. They cost too much for what you get, so it makes people reluctant to sort of buy replacements. And I thought that was just because of the nature of them being compressed felt. Perhaps they were more expensive to produce, but having looked very closely, I'll leave that there, at the Amazon Kindle pen nibs, I've deduced that they look exactly, in terms of material, I'm very confident. Please somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but that is also compressed felt. You can see how it's just got the textured look on the long section there, and they look almost exactly the same. I think there is a slight difference. These maybe they've got a bit more of a ridge on the nib, but I mean, it's very, very hard to tell. So what does that mean? If you own these remarkable nibs, then it means you can in fact use them in your in your Kindle Scribe pen. Here is the nib removal tool. So you can take that original one out and you can insert the remarkable nib. I don't feel like there's much difference, but if you do, you can go ahead and pop that in there and it'll work exactly the same. And what the great thing is for remarkable users is these are much cheaper, and I feel like it produces the same response. So buy these, save money on buying these, and it's a nice felt compressed nib. So let me just start putting these back and place that back in here. Now, one of the things I want to highlight at this point is you might think, well, I don't really know. You've shown a fair few pens in this video, but I don't really know what nibs are compatible with what, because the answer is they're not all compatible. For example, the Staedtler ones, this is the Staedtler Digital Jumbo. These are slightly different size, so these won't properly go in these three other pens. So the Samsung, the Kindle Scribe pen, and the Remarkable marker. These three tend to be cross-compatible, and I have an accessory guide on my Facebook group, which I can link below, which tells you which pens are compatible with which nibs, because you can absolutely customize them, and these are fantastic and at a great price. So I think that's a good overview of the pen. I don't think there's anything else to cover off there. I think this is great value. I think if you're a remarkable user and you happen to lose your pen, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you picked up this or the premium pen, because I do recommend having the eraser on the end. I just picked up the basic as I've got other pens with the eraser on it. So it will act just the same as these pens, where you just rub it along and it takes it off there. Do it with the Staedtler Jumbo, exactly the same. So this is a fantastic pen, a good price range, high quality nibs, does have the magnet. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. If you do have any questions, let me know. Happy to help. I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching.